Hello everyone. I made a 20-minute video earlier about update about lupus and my health, and I went to upload it, and when I went to upload it recognized all my other videos to upload but not that one. So I guess it was just bad. I tried everything I know how to do, so I'm gonna start over. It's getting late in the day. It's about 6 and I'm beside our house. This is just a little area beside our house. There, you can see it's just a narrow little area. There's some grass, and I'm going to plant some flowers along this fence line. It's the neighbor's fence, but yeah, here it is. And here's our garage, and it is full of stuff. You can see stuff packed in there. Hubby went and washed the car today. Then this little storage building. This is actually, I told you we go in through the back, so this is our back alley. And that fence right in front of us is to our backyard. And then we have some pretty trees. This one's just starting to bud out, and that one's already budded out. I see the moon up there. Yeah. Okay. Hubby's gonna bring me some coffee, and I'll tell you about. Let me see where I can set this phone. Right there, I guess. That'd be good. All right. So updates. There's not much to look at here, but you can look at my clean car. As y'all know, for years I went to all different kinds of doctors. I went all over trying to find some cure, I guess, for my lupus. Every doctor gave me a different answer and a different medication. And before you know it, I was on so much medicine that I was like a zombie. And I was spending 3 or 4 times a year in the hospital, once for 24 days. More medicine, more steroids. Steroids blew me up like a balloon. I was weak. I couldn't barely get around, barely go to town. That's when I got my scooter, the one that I take apart and put in my car. Well, then we got a new pulmonologist in Lubbock. Excuse me. I had a frog in my throat. And the new pulmonologist said, I think I know what's wrong with you, but we'll have to do a heart cath to see. And so they did. The pulmonologist did the cath. They can do a left heart or right heart. I can't remember which side, but pulmonologist can do one side of the heart. And they found out that I had a new diagnosis of pulmonary arterial hypertension. It's where the pressure gets high in your lungs, affects your breathing. So he sent me to another part of the clinic that was called a heart failure clinic, and we'd just gotten a new doctor there. She was very smart, on the cutting edge. She'd just come there, and she was doing a lot with AEDs, which was something new to Texas Tech University. And she put me on Viagra. Yep, sildenafil. And that was to help with the pulmonary arterial hypertension. And she put me in a clinic where once a week I went for 8 hours and had IV therapy. It was diuretics, IV, and all during that time they check your potassium, and then if you need potassium they give it to you in a drink, and then they draw 3 to 4 liters of fluid off of you every week. So I did that for a long time, and that with the sildenafil I felt much better. I was able to drive myself to appointments and do everything. It was just like a different way of life. I thought everything was going to be great, but then I came here to Amarillo, and I got in with a great heart group. I have to be reestablished with all the doctors, and so far I've gotten the PCP and the cardiologist, and then next month is the rheumatologist and the pulmonologist. So the cardiologist said that my pressures were good, but that I had stage 2 heart failure. What was wrong with my heart? He said the layman's term is stiff. It's stiff. The blood pumps in good to my heart, but my heart is stiff, and it doesn't want to pump the blood out to go through the heart and down through the lungs. So he said that my pressures were good in my lungs now, so he put me on cardivolol, in a high dosage of that. It's the highest dosage I've ever seen, but and my son-in-law's a nurse, and he said too, but I guess for whatever this is I have, it's different than what they usually use it for, Porig. So I've been on that since I moved here. Well, I've been on it about 3 months, and I think I'm doing real good. I do use oxygen at night and sometimes during the day. I wish I had one of those portable oxygen that looks like a little black purse, and it's a little oxygen concentrator that you can plug into your car or to the wall to charge, and it's real lightweight, and that would be great like when I go somewhere. But Medicare has quit paying for those, unfortunately. They paid for them for years. Thank you, sweetheart. You sit it right there. Thank you, honey. Oh, I was afraid it was going to fall. Anyway, Medicare quit paying for those, so they're expensive. The ones I need are like $2,000 or $3,000, but I'm hoping I can find a used one. But anyway, I'm looking for one of those. And I can walk. Now, I couldn't just take off and walk for 2 miles, but I can walk on a good day. I can walk around and outside, and I can walk in the house real well. Don't need any help doing anything. Pain, I still have a lot of pain. But I have had 3 people that I know that have this past year that have had, 1 have died and 2 have been diagnosed with non-alcoholic liver failure. Now, none of them drank, but they all did have pain, and so through the years they've taken medicine, and they've taken pain medicine. And now these are not old people either. They're 60 and under. No, I take that back. The one that died was 65. But folks, we just can't keep putting all these chemicals in our bodies. The doctors had me on so much medicine that I swear I was just like a zombie, and I finally said enough, and I just weaned myself off of everything but what I absolutely have to take, like my new heart meds, my thyroid, Singular for asthma, and Cymbalta I take for nerve pain because I always had a lot of pain in my head. Remember, I was in a car wreck and had a head injury too. Let me get a drink of my coffee. So, I was having a lot of pain in my head and neck, electric pain, feeling like pain, and so they put me on Cymbalta. It's an antidepressant, but they found it also works on nerve pain. And that's like with all these meds, just like with Viagra, they found it worked for pulmonary arterial hypertension. All these meds sometimes have double, they use them and they find they have double uses, you know. It's good coffee. So, where was I? So I got off all the unnecessary meds, and every time I did, it makes the doctor angry. They don't like that. They don't like for you to, you know, like the one doctor said, well, it's his advice, but I mean, I've been so much better since I got off a lot of that stuff. And I think you have to listen to your body and try to do as much natural as you can. Now, you know, I was using the cannabis oil for a long time. I haven't used that for, oh gosh, I guess since I moved here I haven't. But I won't say that I won't use it again because it's a great medicine for pain. There's nothing wrong with using it for pain. You don't get high if you use the recommended amount. It just takes care of the pain. And I plan to use it again. It helped me a great deal. And it's legal in so many states now. Plus, you're not putting those chemicals in your body that's going to make you have liver and kidney damage. You think, oh, that's not going to happen to me. Well, these 3 people I knew, one was a nurse, and she never thought it happened to her either. And the other one was my cousin, and the third one that died was my mother's friend. None of them drank. It was just caused from medication. Doctors don't tell you that. And what happens is you don't know until your kidney functions or your liver functions are already bad. Then they want to start doing something about it. But we need to prepare now. Don't take all that junk. Try to learn to control your pain some other way besides a pill, because you know it might come time that we really do need those pain pills. But if you can control it at all with medical marijuana, the oil, I recommend the oil. It's really good. And take as few pills as you can. Now they're saying Tylenol, they're finding that it's really, really bad for you. So I don't know. I just try to find alternative ways to take care of the pain. And I think that's what you have to learn to do. There's no cure for lupus. Go to 10 doctors, get 10 different opinions, and get 10 new pills, maybe 20 new pills. And that is just the way that is. Now, IVIG in this area and where I came from, they do not believe in that. I'm sure there's cases where they use it, but not very often. They think that there's more damage to it than good, and the side effects outweigh the benefits. So I've never used that because doctors in this area are just not using it. I saw so many sad people when I would sit in that room for 8 hours having the IV therapy, the Lasix. Oh, they were all waiting for to have one of those transplants. And oh, it was sad. Their stomachs would be real big, because all the fluid collects in our tummies. But by the time we leave that place, we're a lot lighter and our tummies are a lot smaller. But that is just the advice I have, is eat healthy. Try not to eat a lot of processed foods. Eat healthy, drink healthy. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables, green leafy vegetables. And find out what works for you. I mean, what works for me when I'm really nauseated, in the morning I have to eat a banana, and that'll kind of get something in my stomach, and then I'll be okay for a while. But all of us that have lupus have stomach problems. I mean, there's days that I think I'm going to die with stomach pain, and oh my goodness. And a lot of it's the medicine that just eats your stomach up. But you just have to find what you can take and what you can use that will make you feel better, and go with that, because you've got to listen to your body talk. Not one thing that works for me might not work for y'all. And you have to be careful if your stomach's upset about, you want to keep your system alkaline. Go online to alkalinesisters.com and look at all the foods that are alkaline. Things like pickles, lemons, they're alkaline. You'd think it'd be hard on you, but they're alkaline. You need to keep your pH balance alkaline. So look at the foods on that website and try to eat those if you've got tummy problems. If your body's alkaline, you'll be healthier. Also, cancer likes to grow in acidic when your body's under a lot of acidic acid. It doesn't like alkaline, so it's good to keep it alkaline. Alkalinesisters.com, and they also have recipes and stuff on there. And that's about all the advice I have. Right now, I'm waiting to go back to the doctor for my follow-up. They call me every couple of weeks, check on me, the heart doctor does, and then I'm on some kind of plan for chronic illness where, like if you have chest pain or something, you pick a doctor that you want to use. And I picked my cardiologist, and you call them at night or whenever it might be, and they will help you decide whether you need to go to the hospital or not. It's some new Medicare thing for chronic illness. It's called chronic management. And I only called them once. I was having a lot of anxiety. And of course, when you have anxiety, you think you're having chest pain. But she talked me through it, and I was just fine, and decided I didn't need to go to the ER. So other than that, I'm doing real well, and I'm enjoying life. I think a move is good for you sometimes. It's been really good for us. And I just hope to get better and better. But even if I don't get better, I think I've come to the realization that you got to live with what you got. Yeah, I used to be an athlete. I went to state and track and all-district basketball and never sat still. Couldn't even sit through a whole TV book, always doing something, running with my daughter, walking, cleaning the house, yard. I can't do all that anymore. I have to find a way to be happy with what I've got. And there's something to say about being content. You might not be completely happy, but if you can just be content, that's something. There's a lot of ways to do things out here, and if you can't go on a big vacation, get online and go. You can go anywhere and look at anything, take a virtual tour. There's just a lot of ways now that you can stay occupied. So I hope that this helps you a little bit, and I'll try to do an update more often. And God bless you all. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.